today I'm going to be sharing with you 3 steps to unleash your yoga magic and discover your unique message online. So if you're new to this online space and you're growing your yoga business online, there's a journey that you'll need to embark on to really help you to find your voice, right? To help you to discover what's unique about what you want to share. It's a journey to actually, learning how to create content that's compelling enough to attract your ideal student, right? So you do the work to understand who your ideal student is, who is the person that you want to attract into your online community, and then you need to start creating content, and that content needs to be compelling, right? So that you pull the right people in, and so that you build a community that really resonates with your unique message. And we see this, don't we? Particularly on social media, it's really key that you get this part right in order to be able to grow, in order to be able to have that engagement that we all really want on our social media channels, and in order to bring the right people into your community. So today I really want to share a process for how you can uncover or discover, let's say, your unique message, how you can tap into your authenticity, okay? It's a word that we hear a lot, and use it really as a powerful tool to be able to grow your yoga business from scratch. Most yoga teachers who are kind of turning to the online space and have this desire to start growing their own community and to start having their own offerings, they're doing this because they've been teaching in studios, and those studios pay by the hour, right? Those studios pay by the hour to the teacher, and essentially they promote the classes for you, right? So you don't really have to do anything in order to bring the students in, okay? For the most time, at least, right? Unless you have some kind of agreement or arrangement with the studio that you are actively marketing those classes. But generally, that's how it works. Your regular students will come to your class for you, right? We know that, don't we? We attend the classes of the teachers that we really love and that we connect with and that we relate to, okay? And so with that scenario, the marketing is not really left to you, okay? It's the studio that's doing it. But of course, the online world isn't like that. When we're growing our own business and our own community, a community that we want to call our own, we have to start marketing ourselves. And marketing is really about communicating the problem that you want to solve, right? That's what businesses do. Businesses solve problems. That's why businesses are here. And of course, there are many problems that you can solve as a yoga teacher. Many problems that you can solve as a yoga teacher. But to succeed online, okay, and to really cut through the noise, you have to get specific about the problem that you solve. Or the problems. There might be a few problems that you solve, right, within your niche. But right now, you have to start really dialing in on that and really understanding what is the problem that I solve. And when you start to go through this process, when you start to get specific with your message, you do succeed online. It's really crucial to your success, because this online space that we're in is crowded. Yeah, today the online space is crowded. So, being unique, it's not just desirable, it's essential. It's absolutely essential. There's millions and millions of yoga related content that's being shared every day. Yeah, there's millions of yoga posts and blogs and everything that's being shared every day. So standing out and actually trying to capture your ideal student's attention becomes a significant challenge. There's a lot going on online. There's a lot of noise. That doesn't mean that you should turn away from it, right? That you think, oh, well, it's too noisy, it's not worth being there, right? That's definitely not what I'm saying. And, you know, far from it, far from it. Last year in 2022, there was over 40 million posts being tagged with hashtag yoga on Instagram. Okay, that's just Instagram. There's also YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, all the platforms that you can think of, right, where people are sharing their yoga related content. Not just the content creators, but the consumers, right? The students. And also last year, there was over 600 million blog posts. 600 million blog posts from 1.9, like nearly 2 billion websites. 2 billion websites created 600 million blog posts. These blog posts exist for a reason. Why are they publishing these blog posts? Because they work. People discover brands and businesses online from the content that they share on their websites. They discover them because the content is specific and has a unique message. Without that unique, specific message that is speaking to one specific type of person, your content will get easily lost in this sea of blog posts, this ocean of content. It's going to make it so challenging for you to attract your ideal students. And you know, we're living in this age of information overload, right? Every single day we're being bombarded by thousands of messages, And what's happened? What's happened to our attention spans? Like, they've reduced, haven't they? Like, we have limited attention spans now. And so as a consumer, you're more likely to really engage in content that's resonating with you on a personal level. And, you know, because we have less time available to us, we're not just going to consume everything that's out there. We're going to be very discerning, right, about the type of content that we are consuming and the amount of time that we're giving for that content. So for you as a yoga teacher, as a business owner, honing in on your unique message, okay, unleashing your yoga magic, what's special and magic about you, helps you to differentiate yourself. It helps you to really cut through the clutter. And by doing that, you make it so much easier for your ideal students to find you. For the right people to find the content that you're creating that's going to help them. How do you do that? How do you do that? You do it by spending the time to really uncover your unique message. And I'm going to take you through a few steps to do that. Step one is to embrace your authenticity, is that word again, and your core values, okay? So when I talk about unique message, this is really something that is stemming from your true self, you know, what you bring to the table as a yoga teacher, and, you know, embracing your authenticity and really letting it shine through your content that you're creating. It means that you need to spend some time really reflecting on your personal journey with yoga and your experiences, and understanding like how that comes through in how you teach and your style of teaching. Okay, so what I suggest you do here, what I encourage you to do, is to ask yourself, what makes me unique? How can I share my authentic self with the world? How can I do that? Embracing this embracing this authenticity, like you being your true self, is really looking at like, what are my core values? What are the things that I, you know, truly believe in? And this forms the foundation of your unique message. It's the foundation level of what you're bringing to the table. And it represents the principles, right? The beliefs that drive your teaching practice, your yoga practice and your teaching. Of course, there's one of us, there's just one of us. But what is it about you that makes you unique? You know, what do you bring to the table that's unique? So when we go through this process, when we start to look at this, we can then align our content with our core values, and your content will really start to feel more authentic. You'll naturally start to attract the right people because they're resonating with your authenticity, they're resonating with that message that you're sharing. Okay, so this is, like I said, just like a foundation of starting to build this unique message. And as you start to dive into the niche work and understanding, who your ideal student is, you build further layers onto this unique message. But the place to start is with, what is it about me that makes me unique? What is authentic to me? What do I believe in? What are my core values? This next step is really about defining your ideal students. Okay, so this is where we start to layer, and this is essential for creating the content that's going to resonate with your ideal students and your audience that you're trying to attract. So get crystal clear on this. Like, who do you want to serve? What are the specific needs that these people have? What are the desires that they have? Okay, so it's not just talking about the problem. What's the result that they're looking for? What are the outcomes? Where do they want to be? Like, what's the point B of this journey where they're heading through yoga, and how can you help to get them there? Right? So we need to start to understand this journey. It's not just about showing up online and teaching a yoga class. There's thousands and thousands of yoga teachers trying to do that. Yeah, you guys here, and I always say this, if you're listening to me, you're ahead of the curve. You're thinking about business. Not every yoga teacher is out there thinking about this. You've decided that you want something more than just teaching in studios. Still teach in your favorite studios, guys. Like, I'm not saying don't do that, but this is about, okay, let's build out a vertical in my business that allows me to sustain this yoga business and this career that I want to build, So who do we want to serve with this business, with these online offerings? If we're having online offerings, we need to know who we're serving. We need to get crystal clear on our message. It's the only way that you're going to cut through the noise. It's as simple as that. Without doing this, it's going to continue to be incredibly difficult to attract people into your community and make a business out of this, So this clarity that we're looking for is going to help you to really tailor your message. Yeah, so you're going to attract and engage, the right people into your audience, okay? So I can talk about this all day long, this topic. And essentially, it's about finding your ideal students, right? Your niche. And so there's some work that goes into this, and I talk about this a lot. So, Yogipreneur podcast, there's plenty of episodes around niching and finding your ideal student if you really want to kind of start to dive a bit deeper into this, okay? And if you are a student in one of my programs, you know that we teach this, right? Well, you know that we go through this in detail and give you tons of support to get this part right. It's a foundation. You can't market yourself effectively if you don't know who you're serving. So if you need more support with this, come into Yogipreneur Launchpad, okay? This is our 16-week program. Yeah, we start you off doing this work to find your ideal student, like to define who they are, and decide on the niche that you're going to serve, okay? Because as I said, the business doesn't work if you don't know this piece. It's essential. Okay, so that's step 2. Step 3, okay, so once you've done the work to define your ideal student and your niche, then you can move on to step 3, which is to craft your unique message, okay? So first of all, we've looked at what makes me unique, what are my core values, who do I want to serve, right? That really matches up with my core values, yeah? So this is like where we pull in our like dream clients, right? Our dream clients, because we all share the same values. And then step 3, you start to craft your unique message because you now have that solid foundation. Okay, so you can craft something that's really a powerful expression of who you are as a yoga teacher and the value that you can provide for your people. Yeah, so your unique message really encapsulates your core values, your teaching style, the transformation that you offer, right? The results, the desire that your ideal student is looking for. It covers all of that. The benefit of this, like the true benefit of doing this, of really like putting your magic into a message, essentially. I like that. You know, when you can do that, you can start to create content that's going to captivate people, right? That's really going to speak to them. That when they read a title or a subject line in your email, they're like, oh, I need to know that. Like, I need to know that. You know, maybe you're sharing something like that's really challenging, something that they currently believe about the problem or the challenge or the desire that they have, right? And you do that because you understand them, right? Because you've done step 2. You understand them. So now you can do this. So this is about, you know, creating content that engages. You know, what are we looking for on social media, right? we're posting things on Instagram, and the complaint is, you know, posting all the time and no one's engaging, like no one's liking, no one's commenting. Why? Okay, I can bet you 9 times out of 10 the reason for that is because you haven't done steps 1 and 2. Yeah, you haven't done that piece of work to really understand who it is that you're trying to serve. You're sharing a wishy-washy message. Yeah, the same wishy-washy message that all of the other yoga teachers that aren't listening to this right now are sharing. Okay, so you have an opportunity now to do something different. Yeah, to do something different. So, you know, when we start to share content and it starts to become more magnetizing to people, and we start to see, oh yeah, people are starting to engage with this, you know, and then you realize, gosh, I was so scared about narrowing in. I was so scared and fearful of, you know, going with this passion of mine that I've been keeping locked, you know, in a cupboard, and like now I was so scared to share that because I thought that it would scare some people off, or, you know, I wouldn't be serving everyone, and I want to serve everyone because yoga is for everyone. But actually now that my message is more specific, people are starting to engage, and there's like a aha moment that happens, like the penny drops. Oh, right, okay. When you're online, you need to be more specific. That's the only way that my message is going to start to cut through all of that noisy online space with those 600 million blog posts and 40 million Instagram posts with hashtag yoga on, right? So this is how we do it. This is how we do it. So we can start to look at, you know, the platforms where people that we want to attract are hanging out, yeah, and develop our content strategy that really aligns with the message that we want to share, okay? And you know, we can start to look at, okay, so how can I make my content more engaging? How can I share valuable insights around this problem that my ideal student has? How can I share practical tips or inspiring stories of other people I've worked with that demonstrates the desires and the results and the outcome that my ideal student has, you know? And so you can start to become more strategic with your content. And when you do this and you do it consistently, this is how you start to establish a strong online presence. Okay, it's really about optimizing what you're doing, okay, and you know, looking at how you're sharing content across, you know, your website, your social media platforms, the emails that you're sending out to your email list, all reflecting your unique message that you want to share with the world. Okay, so there you have it. They are the 3 steps. So step 1 was about really, you know, diving deep into your authenticity, your core values. Step 2 is discovering defining who you want to serve, right? Your ideal students. And then step 3, is really creating this unique message that you want to share. I know that the online space and the challenges it presents, okay, being this noisy space, you know, as a yoga teacher who wants to grow online or grow an online community, it can seem daunting, okay? But these challenges also present to us an opportunity for growth, right? An opportunity for success, an opportunity to actually thrive in the online space. So, you know, by embracing this kind of need for a unique message, right? Really embracing it. Okay, I need to have a unique message. I need to understand what it is I want to share with people. You position yourself for long-term success as a yoga teacher, right? So it's really about, okay, we're here to rise above this noise, right? We're here to break through it so that we can have this lasting impact on our students, you know, on our audience, have to create this legacy, right? Create impact in the world. This is why we're here, really, isn't it? One thing I will say is, like, your unique message doesn't have to be revolutionary, okay? Sometimes we think it's more difficult than it actually is. It simply needs to reflect who you are, right? Who you are, what you stand for, and how you can help your ideal students. That's it. Encapsulate that and add in your authenticity, tap into your core values, do that work, right? Create the content that's really speaking to people, the right people who you want to work with. Differentiate yourself, right? Seize this opportunity to find your yoga magic. I promise you, when you do this work and you are consistent, right? You have to be consistent. It's the name of the game. That word is never going to go away out of my vocabulary as long as I'm here sharing with you guys. Consistency. Yeah, I see it all the time. Oh, I shared a few posts, nobody engaged. I defined my message and shared a few posts, but it's still not working. Okay, you need to keep going. We need to keep going. A few posts isn't going to cut it. And actually, you know, Instagram, sharing a few posts on Instagram, that's not your content strategy, guys. You know, quite often we think content is Instagram. It's not. You know, content strategy is what you're sharing on your website, it's what you're sharing to your email list, it's what you're doing with partners in your space and creating content with partners to increase your visibility, exposure, get new eyes on you, right? It's all of those things and more. Okay, so again, come and learn about this. You know, we have the programs, we have the resources to support you with this. Okay, we want you to thrive here at Digital Yoga Academy. So before we go, I have a little exercise for you. It's a journaling exercise, okay? And I just want you to journal on your personal yoga journey. Okay, I want you to have a think about your strengths. I want you to have a think about your qualities that set you apart from other yoga teachers. And then I want you to list 3 to 5 core values that are deeply meaningful to you. When you do this journaling, I want you to reflect on how these values can help to shape your content, okay, and guide how you interact and engage with your audience. Thank you so much for being here with me today. Sending you all lots of love, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye. Take care. Bye bye, guys. See you.